Greetings, fellow book enthusiasts. Welcome back to Timeless Tales and Thoughts. Today, I'd like to continue sharing with you the books that are on my 2026 reading challenge list. If you missed the first video on this, I explained how I got into it, but quick recap. I decided for 2026, I was going to set myself a goal to read 12 books in 12 months. So far, since January 1st, I have completed 3 books, and I am currently in the middle of book number 4. The second book on my list this year was an autobiography, because first thing you need to know about me is I am a big history nerd. I love reading books on historical people. I love reading books on places. My favorite genre for fiction is typically historical fiction. So I decided I was going to read this autobiography for my second book of 2026. My second book for 2026 was A Full Life: Reflections at 90 by Jimmy Carter. A few years ago, I was up in Georgia for a meeting with a group that I volunteered with at the time. And I was only about an hour away from Plains, Georgia, and my historical curiosity got the best of me, and I made the trip about an hour north from where I was to see Plains, Georgia. It was incredible walking the boyhood home of Jimmy Carter, walking through the fields that he grew up in, then over at the old schoolhouse that's now turned museum, and walking the hallways where he walked. He and Rosalind actually gone to the same school. That building housed everyone from first grade up to the end of high school, which I think was really only like 11th grade at the time, if I remember correctly. I'll have to go back and relook that one up. But everybody was in the same school, and there was no such thing as kindergarten back then. You started in first grade. And it was really neat walking through the museum and seeing all the artifacts from his boyhood, his personal life, and his presidency, and after, when they started doing their Habitat for Humanity work and their starting up the Carter Center. So I actually saw this book in the bookstore, but I didn't buy it then. And it was a couple of years before I did end up picking up this book because I was curious. I wanted to learn more. So I did finally pick up this book. Actually, it was a birthday gift, and I finally just got to it a couple months ago. And I enjoyed reading about his life from his perspective. Jimmy Carter takes us from his childhood through his presidency, through his eyes. What was it like growing up on his farm? What was it like becoming a peanut farmer? What was it like for him in the White House? It was a very interesting read. On the back, the synopsis of this autobiography, it's very small, but Jimmy Carter has lived one of our great American lives, from rural obscurity to world fame, universal respect and contentment, a full life indeed. In A Full Life, the president, Nobel Peace Prize recipient, international humanitarian, and fisherman reflects on his full and happy life with pride, humor, and a few second thoughts. Probably the most interesting thing I learned about Jimmy Carter is that he was a poet, an author. He wrote other stories. One of his other books, or a couple of his other books, A Call to Action, An Hour Before Daylight, and Our Endangered Values. According to the little biography on the back, he's actually authored 32 books. So that was news to me. I was pretty impressed. This guy has done a lot. He truly did have a full life. And as you probably most of you know, he passed away at the age of 100 just a couple of years ago. That's an incredible feat, an achievement for an incredible humanitarian. I know his presidency is not looked upon as one of the best that we've ever had, but as a person, as a man, Jimmy Carter was probably one of the, in my opinion, one of the best men that ever walked the earth. One of the things I really truly enjoyed about this is that throughout the story, he included photographs. He included paintings. He included some of his posters. And I'm trying to find the page. I lost it. I had it marked and then I lost it. Where he included some of his own poetry to describe what was going on. Now I can't find it. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh, here we go. So he included some of his own poetry. This one was Life on a Killer Submarine. So this was during his years in the Navy, and he wrote this poem to describe what life on the submarine was like. And he has included a number of his poems to describe what life was like during that time for this incredible man. There's also, let me see if I can find another one. Here we go. A Reflection of Beauty in Washington. So here's another poem, A Reflection of Beauty in Washington, that he wrote during his time, and it continues on to the next page. During his time in the White House. Incredible man, incredible story through his eyes, from his childhood to his Navy days, to his days as governor of Georgia, to his days in the White House and beyond. If you're interested in learning about this incredible human being, then I highly recommend A Full Life, Reflections at 90 by Jimmy Carter, because sometimes being able to read a book through the eyes of the person who actually lived it instead of a biography is more insightful, and in some cases more enjoyable, because you learn things that you didn't necessarily need to know because it's coming from a first source, or the horse's mouth, so to speak, versus a biography that's coming from lots and lots of research and documents that maybe you don't fully understand, or incomplete. The picture is incomplete because you're going back through historical documents trying to piece things together when you're writing a biography, versus reading the autobiography of someone and literally hearing the story or reading the story from that person's actual perspective. Full Life, Reflections at 90, Jimmy Carter. Highly recommend if you are interested in learning more about this incredible humanitarian. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and happy reading.